Correct. Here to my left, which I should be to your right, sir, I have Ryan. Ryan's a good buddy of the Threat X3 Productions crew. Ryan, how you doing today, sir?
I'm doing very well, Kevin. How about yourself?
I'm doing fantastic, my friend. Fantastic. So did you happen to catch any of the things that released with FanCon?
Yeah, so I saw a couple of the updates. Obviously, on Twitter, when those things drop, it goes crazy and it starts trending.
Yes.
And it's like one of those, like, okay, well, this is, of course, when I see hashtag Batman, I'm like, oh, this is going to be cool. I wonder what this is going to be talked about. And, of course,
Yep.
it was, Robert Patterson as Batman, which we heard about or was teased about. So I saw a lot of the other stuff getting updated too. There's some Justice League announcements. And
Yes.
so I was excited. I was excited to see some DC love. Of course, obviously, when Marvel drops something, it goes big. So I'm glad to see DC getting some righteous, good press.
Yeah, and I agree. I'm 100% behind that statement. There's a few things that I've noticed over the years between the battle of Marvel and DC, right? And that's that Marvel has been able to pack a punch that DC cannot do. It's a massive Hulk-sized fist that Marvel's punching through culture, and DC, I think that they're commendably trying, but they have fallen short in the film aspect. But in the video game aspect, I actually like a lot of DC games. I like a lot of the DC heroes and what they can do. DC Universe Online is an actual great MMORPG.
Right.
So I agree with you that I think DC needs some love. I think that there's been some trailers that look more promising than what we have had over the last, say, 10 years. Would you agree?
Yes, I 100%. I think DC puts more effort. Marvel kind of has this mold that they stick with because
Yeah.
they know it works. And then and I've always said this, and I'm kind of one of those guys that I will critique a movie, and I'm usually kind of negative when it comes to movies. So I'm kind of that guy that will complain about any movie. And one thing I've noticed with Marvel, it's like the same storyline with the same ending, with the same graphics, with the same setup, and it gets so old so quickly. And like Avengers, and I forgot what it was, Avengers, and then there was like Thor 2. Literally the same plot.
So I agree with that. Around the end of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it felt rushed, it felt crammed, and it was the same movie. Just like you said, it was the exact same movie. Whereas DC, in the commendable notion that each movie that I've watched with them, even between the Justice Leagues, they feel different. They have their own feel to them. Where do you stand on Wonder Woman? How did you feel about the original Wonder Woman?
The first one with I forget the actress's name. Oh my goodness, I can't remember her name now, which is killing me that I don't remember. But I absolutely loved it. I thought they did a great job portraying her.
Yes.
I personally like the time travel aspect of it, or the backwards in time. I get it's time travel, but the backwards setting, like setting it in World War. I think it was World War II.
Yep.
They set the first one in.
Yep.
I liked it, and then I like the concept of her jumping forward because she doesn't age and this, that, and the other. So I'm like, that makes sense. Like that's an organic time travel. Like, so she can come and join us in the 21st century. X-Men couldn't really do that. That's why they had to come up with a time traveling, whatever they did. But I really liked Wonder Woman. I thought it was really good. I loved the characters in it. That one to me was a lot of fun. Obviously, I think the villain could have been more villain-like, but I think they go more on storyline than trying to make this big villain thing. Like it's like they just treat it as like a normal character. They don't go over the top of it.
I see your point, and I actually, for as gritty as DC is, you would expect more gritty villains, right?
Mm-hmm.
Something a little bit more. Batman packs in the punch when it comes to gritty villains, but Wonder Woman did not.